before they were ever let loose on the world. He saw himself as the guardian, the lone man standing between the mutants and the humans. He should be revered. Whitney should bow down to him, kiss his feet, thank him for his reports and his attention to detail. "You never told me your name. What do I call you?" The voice jerked him out of his reverie. He wanted to slap the little whore, to pound his fists into her face until there was nothing there but bloody pulp, to take her head between his hands and hear a satisfying crack, just to shut her up. But that was for later. If she kept her mouth shut, he could fantasize that she was the night siren. The night siren belonged to him, and he'd have her soon enough. He just had to get rid of the GhostWalkers once and for all, and then she'd do everything he told her. "You can call me Daddy." The whore had the audacity to roll her eyes at him, but he resisted the urge to punish her. He had other plans for her. "I am a naughty girl," she said, and leaned over to rub his crotch. "And you, obviously, like me that way." "Don't talk," he snapped, and sighed when she opened his jeans. Let her just go to work on him while he took care of business. It would keep her mouth and hands occupied. He could look at her skin and hair, and everything would be all right. It was going to be a long night tonight, and at least he could look forward to later. Up ahead, the car he'd been following pulled to the curb. It was a strange thing to do, but he couldn't get caught, and he couldn't lose them. He pulled over as well and waited while the whore worked on him, the rush beginning to flood his veins like a drug. Chapter 1. Saber Wynter leaned back against the plush seat in the low-slung sports car and stared incredulously at her date. "Am I hearing you right?" She tapped a long, perfectly polished fingernail against the armrest. "You're saying you've taken me out on 3 dates and you're claiming you've spent $100? $150, Larry Edwards corrected. One dark eyebrow shot up in disbelief. "I see. $150. Not that I have any idea what you spent it on. Your favorite restaurant is a truck stop." "The San Sebastian is no truck stop," he denied hotly, staring into her violet blue eyes. Unusual eyes, beautiful and haunting. He'd noticed her voice immediately on the radio. The night siren, everyone called her. It seemed a husky whisper of pure sensual promise. Night after night he'd listened to her and fantasized, and then when he met her, she had great skin and a mouth that screamed sex. And those eyes. He'd never seen eyes like that. She looked so innocent, and the combination of sexy and innocent was just too hard to resist. But she was proving to be difficult, and damn it all, what did she really have to brag about? She was skinny, looking like a lost waif. Nothing to be all haughty and uptight about. In fact, she should be grateful for his attention. As far as he was concerned, she was nothing but a tease. She shrugged in a curiously feminine gesture. "So you think because you spent this money on 3 dates it entitles you to sleep with me?" "It damn well does, honey," he snapped. "You owe me." He hated that distant clinical look she gave him. She needed a real man to put her in her place, and he was just the man to do it. Saber forced a smile. "And if I don't, how did you so delicately put this, if I don't put out, you intend to dump me off right here in the middle of the street at 2 o'clock in the morning?" She hoped he would make a move or force the issue, because he was going to get a lesson in manners he was never going to forget. She had nothing to lose. Well, almost nothing. She'd stayed too long this time, made too much of a life for herself, and if she wiped up the floor with good old Larry the louse before she disappeared, she'd be doing the women of Sheridan a favor. "That's right, darling." He smirked at her complacently. "I think you'll agree you need to be a little reasonable about this, don't you?" He slid his hand along the back of her seat, fingers not quite touching her. He wanted to. Usually by now he was doing a lot of touching, loving watching